The best I have heard is from a nurse who said that one night she was floated to oncology at the hospital she used to work at. She was given a patient who was passing away and had been unconscious for several days. At one point during the night the nurse went into the room and the patient was at the top of the bed and looked at her and said, "Don't let them take me." The nurse was freaked out and asked her who was going to take her and she said, "That black thing up there," and pointed up in the air. This patient died within minutes. One night I was caring for a dying male patient. He was scared and I spent quite some time with him, trying to calm and reassure him. Eventually he calmed and I left the bedside and went over to the nurse's station which was about 15 feet away. As I sat down I glanced over to him and there was a black shape standing over the bed, looking down at the patient. I was terrified, and I'm sure it was something evil.
I work in a long-term care facility and we have had numerous reports from PTS that they have seen a little boy. This boy comes in their rooms, turns their call lights on and off, throws things on the floor. This facility used to be an orphanage. Also there are stories of an old-fashioned nurse in the whole white dress and hat, would be seen going down the hall late at night doing her bed check and would go into someone's room and stay there for a couple minutes if they were really sick or about to die. Well, I guess one aide seen her a while back and refused to go down that hall for a week. The person's room she went in just came back from the hospital, still really sick.
We had a black girl, about 10 in ICU that was severely injured in a car accident. Lots of brain damage. She didn't die there but was moved to another facility after weeks and weeks. After that, I know of 3 older black males, in their 50s, that, if they were even mildly sedated, would ask about the little black girl with the ribbon in her hair who was sitting at the foot of their beds. One guy said, "She asked me how I was doing, and then got up and walked that way while he was pointing towards the second-floor window." He paused, a wide-eyed look came over his face, and then he said, "But I guess she really couldn't have left the room that way, huh?" Personally, I think she was taking care of grandfatherly figures.
I worked in an ICU where a prisoner convicted of murder died in ICU 1 and nobody would put a patient in that room after that cause the air was too heavy and the room was too spooky and dark. It was so bad, nurses would refuse to put patients in the room even if it was the last available bed. They'd triage out a patient before they'd trust putting a patient in that bed. That the hospital eventually closed down the room and knocked out a wall to make it a separate entrance into the unit.
If you enjoyed these true stories, please consider subscribing, liking and sharing, to support the creation of more videos like this one.